Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Evan Knits Things YouTube channel. I'm Evan, and I knit things. And today is episode 18 of my 2024 podcast series. Now, it's been a few weeks since we've had a podcast, and I have a bunch of stuff to show you. I've got a finished object, I've got some WIP progress on WIPs you haven't even seen. As you can see, our background is different. My husband and I are redoing our bedroom, and by redoing, I mean repainting and moving things around. So we're a work in progress right now. It's kind of a disaster. There are like little bits everywhere, but it's fine. Hopefully, by next week, we'll have a beautiful background. Actually, I don't know what it'll look like because I haven't decided yet. But, and I also have a ton of acquisitions because some stuff came in like 3 weeks ago, and then 2 weeks ago, and then this week. So I have a bunch of stuff to tell you guys about. So let's start with finished objects. Like always. Okay, so this one you've seen. I should hope you've seen if it's a finished object. I'm not wearing it because I've been working in the bedroom, and yeah, but here it is. This is my finished Acadia tank top test. This is a test knit for Kristen Zimmel, who is Snitches Get Purled over on Instagram. It's super cute. The deadline for this test knit is September 18th. I don't have a release date at this particular moment, but it's sometime after that. This is so cute. It's so cute. I'm a little unhappy about a few things, but none of it has anything to do with the pattern. I test knit the size large. It fits beautifully. The only modification that I made was that I took out 10 rows between this last stripe and the ruffle hem because I'm short. This is the only modification I made, and for my curvy body, it fits perfectly. I assumed I would have to add length in the armhole depth, but I didn't have to. I assumed I would have to add either more decreases at the waist or more increases at the hip. I didn't have to. It's perfect. I got the buttons from Knit Picks. They're super cute. This yarn, the dark color, is from a dyer that I don't support any longer, and I'll tell you a little more about that in a second. And the lighter stripe is so old that I don't remember what it is. It was from one of the first sweaters I ever knit. It was definitely the first fingering weight sweater I ever knit, and I don't remember what it was from. But okay. This black, brown, gray variegated yarn. I was really excited about it. It blocked beautifully in my swatch, but when I went to block this, it bled so badly. Like, this gray was similar to like this color, like a really light gray with some speckles in it, and now it is super muddy because the black just bled so badly. Not pleased with that at all. I also this has an I-cord edge around all the edges except the ruffle, and I used my Cordsmith Mini on it, and it was a lifesaver. Can you imagine knitting that much I-cord around the armholes, around the back edging, over the front to both sides of the front edging? I can't even imagine. Also, You can get the Cordsmith from Autumn at Size Inclusive Collective. I will put a link down below for her because they are just the best. I recently bought, like, yes, I already had the original and the mini, and I love them so much, but as soon as Autumn announced the Kamala is Brat version that's lime green, and came in a cute little case, and part of the proceeds went to Kamala Harris's campaign, I was like, okay, buying that immediately. And so I did, and I sold my original and mini in a D-stash. So, do it. Okay, sorry, kid interruption. I don't remember what I was saying. But anyway, this is the Acadia tank. It's super cute. I have this end that keeps poking out the top that I need to do something about because it's going to drive me insane. But it's super cute. I am hoping to get a few wears out of it before it gets cool out. I can tell you a little bit about this yarn. It's a merino nylon blend. I believe it's an 80/20. It's a 4-ply. That's about it. So, yeah, that's the Acadia tank. This was on my Make 9, so I can check that off now as well. Here, I'll show you. I updated my Make 9 pages in my journal here. When I was doing my journal stuff for the last video on here. And so I updated it here. And so here's the Acadia tank here that I can then put over here as finished. So that'll be 4 things finished on my Make 9. And then the Kuutar is in progress, and you'll get to see a little bit about that. And I cast on the Book Club as well. So that's in progress. The Kuutar's in progress, the Skyline's in progress, the Book Club's in progress. So then I just need to finish 3 and start 2. Right? It's nothing, right? I don't know who I'm kidding. It doesn't matter. Okay, so that is my finished object. Let's move on to WIPS. Okay, WIPS. The first WIP I have to show you because it's on top is cross stitch. I think you guys saw Venusaur before. I just think he didn't really have very much work done on him. Oh, that's a mess. Oh no. Okay, well, I'm not dealing with that right now. There's a loop stuck in the back. Okay, anyway, here's Venusaur now. I finished the outlining and started in coloring his flower. He's not nearly as cute as his pre-evolutions, but, you know, we're not just going to leave him out because he's not super cute. It's not very nice. So, there's Venusaur. Lucy, go lay down. The dog's driving me crazy. Go lay down. So that's Venusaur. Next WIP. Let's do one you've seen before. Okay. This is the Kuutar top by Sari Nordland. I don't remember exactly what state this was in last time you guys saw it. I don't remember if I was a little past joining the front and back, or if the front and back were still separate and I was finishing the lace for one of them, but here's where we stand now. I'm about 45 rows past the underarm, and I've got about 45 more to go. I did do the edging at the top here and the straps, and I know they look really short, but it works when it's on. So that's how that's going. It looks really cute. Just forever and forever and forever of fingering weight stockinette in the round. You know how that goes. It takes 900 years, but it'll be really, really, really cute when it's done. I am alternating 2 skeins of yarn for this. They look pretty similar together, but separately they don't really look that similar. Oh no, what is that? That's my swatch. Okay. So these 2 yarns I am holding, well, I'm doing 2 row stripes. Both of these are from dyers that no longer dye, so it doesn't really matter for you. One of them was from Knitsomniac Designs, and one is from the Fawn and the Fox. They're both a merino nylon blend. I think one is a 90-10 and one is an 80-20. It doesn't really matter though. So yes, this is a wool tank top, but it's fine, okay? It's really cute and it's going to be great. I'd really like to finish this week, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Just because, you know, bedroom stuff, and I got stuff going on, okay? I got stuff going on. So, that is the Kuutar top. And that's how that's going. Nearly there, but not really. Next, WIP. Now, I believe last time I told you guys that I wanted to start this project, but I hadn't started it yet. I could be wrong. It's been a while and I don't remember. But the next one is another test knit. This is the California sweater by Leslie of Knit California. She's Knit California on Instagram, on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Ravelry, all the places. And this is her first garment design. It is gorgeous. I am test knitting this for her. The due date is September 14th, and I believe the plan is for it to come out either at the end of September or at the beginning of October, but I'm not sure. This is a very open gauge drop shoulder pullover. So think lento, but drop shoulder. So it doesn't require a ton of yarn, which is great, especially if you're a plus size knitter like me. So I am knitting this. Well, it's knit with a fingering weight yarn and a lace weight yarn held together. The lace weight being a floofy yarn and the fingering weight being a whatever, a merino. The floof I am using is from Red Door Fiber Studio. This is her Surrey lace base, and it's a 74-26 Surrey alpaca and silk blend, and this colorway is called Gift of Gab. It is stunning, and it is working up absolutely incredibly. And then I am holding that with 2 separate skeins of Knit Picks Hawthorne. Where's the other one? There it is. They're 2 different colors, but they look pretty similar. I have, again, forgotten to write down what these colors are called, so I will put it on the screen like I did last time I talked about this. And I am doing 2 row stripes, but the way they blend with the Surrey, like, they don't really look like stripes, it just looks like a subtle variegation, and it is just, it's incredible. This is working up so beautifully and so quickly. The pattern calls for another 10 rows on the body before I start the ribbing. But I think I will be ending it early because it's supposed to have like a little bit of a cropped vibe. So I do need to try this on in the next couple rows and decide where to end it. I am knitting the size large, by the way. And this is knit on 6mm needles. So that's a size US 10. So this goes super fast. And I am loving this. It's gorgeous, it's stunning, I love it. I may very well knit a second one when I finish this one because it's that good. And I do have some other Surrey that I could use. So, this is the California sweater. I love it. It's incredible. It's amazing. Like here, let me just give you a close-up of this beautiful yarn. Stunning, right? Okay. So that's the third WIP. Second knitting WIP, third WIP. And the only other WIP I have worked on is technically not a WIP. Okay, so then new cast ons. This is a new cast on. And I'm not very far into it, and that's okay. You'll understand why momentarily. This is the Book Club Cardigan by Sari Nordland, and it is completely cabled. And cables are slow going. This yarn is La Bien-Aimée Cory Confetti, which I think they've changed into something else now that's basically the same thing but called something different, and I don't remember what it is. But this was their first release of Graybow, the colorway, and it's this tweedy recycled yarn and Corriedale. It's gorgeous. I love it. It's incredible. I just cast this on this week. It took some time because I kind of rewrote the lace chart for the back shoulders. So this is a drop shoulder cardigan that's entirely cabled, but if you've seen the pictures of the pattern on Ravelry, I'll put a picture up here. You'll notice that on this back shoulder there is a horrendous like discrepancy in where the cable lines up in the back and on the front, and I couldn't do that. So I had to fix it, and I'm not even to that point yet, but rewriting that took a freaking forever. So I have started this. This is the piece right here, right at the back. This is the back of the neck here, and then the shoulders go outward. It's an interesting construction. So I've worked on this a little here and there, not a ton. I do love how this yarn is working up in this, is this moss stitch or seed stitch? I honestly can never remember which one's which. I know that moss stitch is like every other row like one row will be knit purl and then the next will be purl knit, and the other one is 2 rows are knit purl and then 2 rows are purl knit, but I never remember which one's which. So this panel in the middle stays the same, and then you've got cables on the outside, and then the bigger cables will be on the outside of that. So this is cast on. I want to finish this before our trip to Ireland in October, so I really gotta get going. Because cables take forever. They take forever. But anyway, that's the Book Club Cardigan by Sari Nordland. I have very little progress on it. I think that's like 14 rows, something like that. So that is all of the knitting that I have to tell you guys about. What am I wearing? I'm not wearing any knits because I'm working in the bedroom. Like I'm gonna finish filming this, and then I'm gonna sand some stuff, and then I'm going to wash the walls, and then I'm gonna remove the vent covers, and then I'm gonna start taping to paint, hopefully starting tomorrow. So there's not a ton of, there's probably not going to be a ton of progress for next week, but that's okay. My body only lets me do so much at a time because it's a disabled jerk. But anyway, the shirt I'm wearing is, I've got toothpaste on my shirt. That's great. Been sitting here filming this whole time with a toothpaste drip down my shirt. Whatever. I don't even care. I don't even care. This is my real life, people. Welcome to it. I got this shirt at a race I ran this past week. It was the first race I ran in over 4 years, almost 5 years. And I was in infinitely better shape then. It did not go how I planned, but it's okay. We've talked about my goals on here before, so I did have the goal this year that I wanted to run a 35-minute 5K, which I know if you're a runner at all, you're saying to yourself, Evan, that's so slow. Okay, well, for me right now, that's fast. And in January, I ran a 41-minute 5K, and my training the past couple weeks or past like 2 months has been very inconsistent because my brain hasn't been doing great, and I can't run if my brain's not doing great or my body is not doing well. So it's been relatively inconsistent. So like I had like super A goal 35 minutes, more realistic B goal faster than January, faster than 41 minutes. And well, we got there and I felt okay at the beginning, but then there was no water on the course, and part of the course was over grass. And that didn't go well. And it was really humid and I was just dying. But I ended up running 37:59. So I ran a solid several minutes faster than I did in January, and I'm going to take that. And maybe by January I will get down to 35 minutes, and if not, that's okay too, because I'm trying my best. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's talk goals. Okay, so goals for the past couple weeks we're not even gonna really get into. I mean, I can go over this week's goals that I wrote down. Were finish my Acadia tank, and I did that, and block it, and I did that. I wanted to refresh my Make 9 pages in my journal, and I did that. I wanted to work on 20 rounds of my California sweater body, and I did that. I wanted to cast on the book club, and I did that. I wanted to finish the outline on Venusaur, and I did that. I wanted to do the straps and the edgings on my Kuutar top, and I did that. Now, all the goals I didn't do. Finish the body of my Kuutar. No. Finish all the pink yarn in the giant pink blanket. No. 20 rounds of my Skyline. No, didn't even pick that up. And 10 rows of my Padstow. Didn't do that either. So, goals for this coming week. I would like to finish the body of my California sweater. I would like to finish the body of my Kuutar top. And I would like to do 20 rows of my Book Club cardigan. And those are the only things I am going to say that I want to do. Okay? Will I complete any of those? I don't know. Probably the California sweater, because that's like my go-to late night knit right now. So I'll probably finish that. But the rest, I don't know. Should we do acquisitions or books next? Let's do acquisitions. I have so many acquisitions. I don't even have them all here. I was going to show you guys the Kamala is Brat cordsmiths, but I left them downstairs. And if I go get them, it's going to disrupt the dog and the children and everything else, so I'm not going to do that. Maybe next time. So, first things first. In order that they came in, first I got these 4 skeins of Shimmer, is the colorway, from the Crochet Cove on their Retreat DK, which is 100% organic merino, and it's 231 yards per 100 grams, and it's this nice tonal gray. And I got this for a specific purpose. Leslie of Knit California has been working on a stripe hype sweater, and I saw it and was immediately obsessed. So, Crochet Cove was having a sale, a buy one get one sale. So, I paid for 2 skeins of yarn and got 4. That's a good sale. So, I did that for the main color. And then you need 5 contrast colors. This is going to be complicated. The Knit Picks summer sale was still happening at that point. So, I got some Hawthorne DK. The Hawthorne DK is an 80% superfine Highland wool, 20% polyamide. And this is the colorway, or it's 225 yards per 100 grams. So this is Turkish Delight. Then Gold Hill. Then Foster Powell. Then Hood River. And finally, Spring Water. So I got these 5 to be the contrast colors, with this as the main color. Now, here's the problem. I did this without looking at the stripe hype pattern. Now, since this came in and I went to go buy the pattern to start it, it is not as size inclusive as I would like. And I'm going to say as size inclusive because it does do a lot. But the recommended ease for this pattern is from 8 to 12 inches of positive ease. Now the smallest size, the sizing does not take into account the ease. You need to take into account the ease when you are picking a size for the pattern. For something to be size inclusive to me, it needs to be between 30 and 60 inches, including the positive ease, meaning the 30-inch size and the 60-inch size need to be able to choose between that 8 to 12 inches of positive ease. Now, The smallest size is a 35.5 inch, which means that if your bust is 30 inches, you can choose 8 or 12 or even less than that inches of positive ease. However, the largest size it goes up to is 70 inches, which means that the person knitting a 70 inch, if they have a 60-inch bust, they can only have 10 inches of positive ease, not the recommended 12 if they wanted the 12. If they wanted the 8, that's fine. If they wanted 10, that's fine, but they can't get the 12. And if you're going to recommend 8 to 12 inches of positive ease, then everyone from a 30 to 60 inch bust and larger should be allowed to have that same ease. So, I'm not going to knit the stripe pipe. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to knit Andrea Gaughan's front porch pullover, and I'm going to use the stripe color pattern ideas from the stripe pipe on that sweater instead. So I'm going to do 3 stripes of each color. I'll follow the general stripe placement of the stripe pipe, but I'm going to use the front porch pullover by Andrea Gaughan because it is completely size inclusive. And I don't want to promote patterns on here that everybody can't knit. So, I learned a lesson. Look at the pattern beforehand, but I also found a better way to do it. So, this will be a stripy front porch pullover when I get to it. Something needs to be finished before I do this. It's not on my Make 9, and I totally want to knit the 2 other things that are not started on my Make 9, but this has lived rent-free in my brain since Leslie started talking about it, and I can't get it out. So this will probably be the next thing that I cast on. Yeah, because it's just so good. Like, look how good this is. Look how good. Okay. Now, you're probably thinking, Evan, that's a lot of acquisitions. Yes, but that's not all. The Treehouse Knits Gilmore Girls collection was back in May, and I won a $250 gift card to that collection. I mean, I had been planning to shop it for my birthday anyway, because it went live like right at my birthday. But then I won the gift card, and I didn't have to. I mean, I paid for shipping and like half of one skein, but my order came this week. So, let me show you. Okay, I got 2 separate sweater quantities. First, I got 2 skeins of Williams hardware on the natural sock base, which is an 80% extra fine non-superwash merino wool and 20% recycled nylon, and it's 437 yards per 100 grams, and it's stunning. And why I picked this base instead of like her regular superwash base, you will see, because I also got 2 skeins on Surrey. And this matches the Surrey a lot more. Like the regular non-superwash base is a lot more saturated, where this is a lot more like washed out kind of, but I love it. The Surrey base is her Surrey Ash lace. It's 75% Surrey alpaca, 25% silk, 459 yards per 50 grams. And so I've got 2 skeins of each of these, which should be enough for a lento or a lento-like cardigan, or perhaps another California sweater. And this will be stunning, lovely, gorgeous, beautiful. And it's going to be so good. And then I got 5 skeins of I Live in Two Worlds on Sequioa fingering, which is 100% superwash merino wool, and it's 382 yards per 100 grams, and this is her 2-ply base, which I love. I just loved how dark and moody and saturated this was on this base, but since the yardage is a little less, I had to get 5 skeins instead of 4, so I've got 5 skeins of this, and then I've got the 4 skeins of that. Can I hold all the yarn? I don't think I can. And the 2 skeins of that. And the 2 skeins of that. No, it can't be done. Okay. So let's just... Okay. So, that's all the acquisitions. Now let's move on to books. Now, since it's been 3 weeks since our last podcast episode, there are so many books to talk about. There are so many books to talk about. I had to write them down because I knew I wouldn't remember them all. Let's talk about books I finished first. And then we can talk about what I'm currently reading. So, books I finished. Last night I finished A Fall of Water by Elizabeth Hunter, which is the last in the... This is going to sound ridiculous. The last in the first 4. She's got like a bunch of different series that are connected. But like, okay, this series follows this couple, and this series follows this couple, but this couple was also in this book, and they're friends, and so yeah, it's kind of like a whole thing. So the first 4 books is called the Elemental Mysteries series, but then there's like the whole world of elemental vampire whatevers. So I finished the first 4. This is the last book in the first 4 that's about Giovanni and Beatrice. So I finished that. The last one I only gave 3 stars because it wasn't quite as good as the others. It felt so rushed at the end, and it was just like, meh. The library doesn't have the next one in like her next series, so I may just be done there, but we'll see. I read the Black Clover manga, number 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Those were good. I'm getting to the point in the manga, I'm getting close to where I stopped watching the show. So things are going to get interesting here. Also in manga, I read Full Metal Alchemist number 19. I'm waiting for number 20 from the library. That one was good too. I did finally finish Way of Kings. 4 stars. Not 5 stars. The last 8 hours, incredible. 5 stars, amazing, loved it. The first 40 hours, bored. So it can't be 5 stars. I'm giving myself a little break before I start Words of Radiance. I do have it downloaded from the library, so I can start it at any time, but I have like a backlog in my library borrows right now, so it's at the bottom. Way of Kings is by Brandon Sanderson, by the way. I also read The Undermining of Twyla and Frank by Megan Bannon, which is the second book in a series. I really liked it. It was adorable. Super cute. I also read Vampire Knitting Club by Nancy Warren. I really liked it. It was so short. It was like 5 hours. It was really short. Like super cute little cozy mystery. Really short one. Liked it a lot. Definitely gonna read the next one. Now we get into the books I'm reading with my son. The dragons books. The Dragons of Pyria. Wings of Fire, that's what it's called. It's the name of the series. These are by Tui T. Sutherland. And since we last talked about this, I read Moon Rising, Winter Turning, Escaping Peril, Talons of Power, and yesterday I started Darkness of Dragons. So I finished 4 and am starting the 5th one. They were all good. So this is a series of 17 books that are broken up into like 5-book mini sets. So like the first 5 is one story arc, the second 5 is another story arc, the last 5 is another story arc, and then there's 2 offshoot books. So I had read the original story arc and the offshoot book that goes in between the first set and the second set, and I am now on the last book of the second set, and it's very good so far. Crazy stuff's happening, but it's good. So, I will probably finish Darkness of Dragons today, because it's only like, I think it's like a 7-hour read if you listen to it at 1 time speed, and I don't do that. I listen to it much faster than that. So yeah. I've read a lot of things recently. And I think that's all of them, but it may not be. So, there's definitely some excellent stuff there. And yeah, I think that's everything. I'm gonna go work on the bedroom, and then hopefully next week we will have a beautiful backdrop for next week's podcast. Or if I spent all week working on this and don't have anything to talk to you guys about, then maybe you'll have a different video. I don't know. So, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. I would love to hit 200 subscribers by the end of the year, which I feel like is totally doable. We're at 120. So I'm just throwing that goal out there. Love to hit 200. Invite your friends. Go follow me over on Instagram. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!